Hey guys, welcome to Godzillathon. I'm once again your host, SB Goji Fan, and I'm sorry for the delay that I was supposed to release this during Christmas Eve, and it's just that I'm so busy during that stuff. It's just a little harsh for me, and I'm just tired. Right now, I'm just a little bored. So hey, let's just get started, shall we? So, we are now on episode 2, I guess, and this is the movie that many people consider love and hate. Godzilla Raids Again. Okay, now let me be clarified for this one. This will probably be a little shorter than last episode, like the previous episode, because it won't be that long, and it'll be the same thing actually, like two movies in one, Japanese and America, and maybe a little lesser or longer than the last video, but also my opinions are completely different than this one, than the last one actually, for an obvious reason. The reason my opinions a lot different with this movie compared to the last one is that I really hate that movie so bad. It's just so awful. It's awful, and the American version was beyond stupid. It's just stupid. I'm sorry, you guys, but I just hate both the Japanese and the American versions. I'm sitting down. I always had to just watch the movie for a big sacrifice. I was gonna skip it because it's just so bad. I actually wanted to skip like 5 Godzilla movies because 5 of them I never liked at all. They're just horrible. So yeah, I apologize. Also, guys, just to clarify this, I didn't review this perfectly on DeviantArt, and my review was crappy. So I decided to go borrow a few scripts from other people. Maybe Wikipedia to tell me the movie's plot, since I never want to watch it again. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to rip off anyone. Okay, I'm not trying to. I just want to get this movie done. I want to get it done. All right. So yeah. So let's begin. Two pilots named Shoichi Tsuki and Koji Kabashi are like the pilots of the movie. They're the pilots. I can't remember the cast member's name. They're the pirates going off everywhere, and they landed on an island. By the way, guys, I want to make this point. I should have mentioned this first of all. The opening music for this movie is pretty damn good. Okay, it's pretty good. I highly recommend you listen to the music, but do not watch the movie. Okay, the Japanese version of the music is just pretty good. So they went off to like an island, and of course they saw two monsters fighting. One of them is Godzilla, and the new monster is Anguirus, which I actually want to make a point on Anguirus, which I'm gonna do that in a moment soon to review Anguirus. Like once I get the American version done, when I get to the monsters thing. So there's like some shit going on. They report to like Osaka about the Anguirus thing, and Godzilla like going around doing crap things and some whatever. By the way, Kohei Yamani is in the movie actually, and he replaces the same character, which I keep forgetting his name in the previous name, because this movie actually, this is one reason why I didn't like the movie that much, is because this movie feels like it's not connected. It feels like it's not connected to 1954. Not even the American version was connected to King of the Monsters. That is disappointing. That is just disappointing so bad. So, and not to mention there's a few clips, like not only dinosaurs like back in the millions of years or billions of years, but also it shows the flashbacks of Godzilla in 1954, like in any videos or something. Like there's clips of it. Like like you see Godzilla destroying Tokyo and all this shit. That's what we all saw, okay? So, they confirmed that Anguirus was also brought to life by the hydrogen bomb, which I don't understand why. Um, it's just It's just so stupid. Stupid. I mean, and they did. I don't know if they mentioned Dr. Serizawa killing Godzilla with the oxygen destroyer. I mean, I think they have in the Japanese version. Have they? Well, yeah. And so Godzilla like fights Anguirus like for a moment. Like I think I don't know how many times he arrives to Osaka while a blackout of city lights is enforced. So the Jets are trying to shoot Godzilla and some shit like that. And I don't know what the whole thing is. Like Godzilla goes crazy and crap like that, destroying a bunch of. I don't know. It's just that I've been pausing a lot because I'm not even getting this right about what the whole shit is about. It's just also the did I mention the planes flying over a flying somewhere and some crappy thingy or some shit like that. Like, oh look, Godzilla's flying. There's jets flying around, and also the woman looking up like, oh my god, what's going on, and some shit like that. The music is dull. It's dull. The music is dull of that for that scene. Actually, let me get to one of the musics in a moment. So later on, which I'm not even gonna think about what other shit points are there. Godzilla and Anguirus are meeting each other again. Anguirus Anguirus and Godzilla are attacking. And by the way, guys, I want to mention something because the music in the music with the fight between Godzilla and Anguirus, let me be honest, that music for this scene is actually pretty weak. It's just so stupid. I'm sorry. It's one of the weakest music I've ever listened in monster fights. Yeah. Godzilla pushes Anguirus onto a building, which I'm gonna talk about this with the other effects in a moment. And later on, at the end of the battle, Godzilla actually bites Anguirus' neck, and basically kills him. This kind of reminds me of Fantasia, the original in the Rite of Spring, where a T-Rex actually kills a Stegosaurus with his teeth, like biting his neck, and the Stegosaurus dies. This is kind of like the same thing with this movie. This is kind of like the same movie with Godzilla Raids Again. Yeah, that's what is that what I'm thinking? I mean, I guess. I mean, who knows? So, anyways, Kabashi actually went to the Hokkaido plant. Godzilla destroyed one of the boats. The military tried to take him down, but no way, Godzilla destroyed the military boats. I don't know if I'm getting this correct. So at later on, before the end of the movie, the military actually went to the iceberg, like where Godzilla is at. The effects where Godzilla is at, like when you're looking far away from him, it just looks so stupid. It looks like one of those action figures like James Roloff has when he reviewed Race Again. Just looks so stupid. And the plane one of the plane crashes. It revealed to be Kobayashi. Um, he's one of the main characters, and he died by crashing into an iceberg, and it crumbled, and Godzilla's still there. Actually, they destroyed many of the iceberg where Godzilla's actually surrounded, and he's buried in there. Godzilla will have to wait guys, you gotta have to wait till like 7 years. I think 7 years. This movie came in 1955, and the sequel to that comes out in 1962, which I'm reviewing next. And that's sort of the end of the movie. I guess that's the end of the movie. I mean, it's just, oh my god, that's the end of the movie. Yeah, I'm not getting this right at all. So, what I think about this movie, it sucks. I think Godzilla Raids Again sucks. Yeah. So, God. Oh my god, this is my worst nightmare. One of my worst nightmares. I really don't want to talk about. You know what? Fine, I'll talk about the American version. So the title to this movie is called Gigantis the Fire Monster. Oh god, what kind of dumb name is Gigantis the Fire Monster? Oh my god, this is a really, really bad dubbing and a bad um Americanized remake. The one of the before I want to enter to say how bad it is that one of the studios who was going to make this movie, I don't know what the studio was called. It's called, I don't remember the title to that movie was called the Volcano Monsters. Yeah, it's the Volcano Monsters, and Toho actually gave them the Godzilla and Anguirus suits, and the idea was just it just dropped down because it's just look a little disappointing. So Warner Brothers actually came up with the idea to buy the rights of Godzilla Raids again and redub the whole thing and change it to Gigantis the Fire Monster. That was released in 1959. Yes, 1959. That is not a joke. Not a joke. It's and how did it work as the dubbing and the remake? Or how did it work? The effects and the dubbing. I think it's worse. It's worse than the original Japanese version of Godzilla Raids Again. Ugh, people aren't that stupid enough to notice because that movie just didn't do well. It did not. I think it looks like a piece of shit. So yeah. Also, the dubbing sucked. The the actors, the voice actors for these characters look just so weird. And Godzilla's roar or Gigantis' roar is actually the same roar as Anguirus. No kidding. No kidding. It's not a joke. Yeah. That's how I could think of for the American version. I mean, it's just so bad. And that's my final thoughts on both the Japanese and the American versions. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so done with this movie. I can't review that at all. I don't like it. I don't like this movie. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't like it. The cast members in this movie, with the exception of, I can't remember his name again. Post the comments from the first Godzilla movie. He actually appeared in this one too. He's fine, I guess. But the rest of the rest of the characters in this movie are just boring. They're not even that interesting. They're not boring. Um, the music is just dumb. The music is just weak. I mean, the main titles of the movie, of the Japanese version, is pretty good. I like it. Um, the film's effects. Okay, listen. I know you guys don't want me to bash down on the film's effects because the effects that Toho had back then just weren't that realistic, just like every other monster movies. Like, I mean, I get it. I mean, the thing is that it just looks so dully, skinny, and just unresponsive. If you look at the films after this one, like met in the Showa era, like you could tell, even though it's not really like a computerized or something like that, but the effects of it looked pretty interesting. I mean, yeah. Speaking of interesting effects of this movie, Godzilla pushing Anguirus onto a castle or a building and it starts crumbling. That's one of the things I found interesting about this movie. Yeah, that's what I find. Yeah. Oh my god. That's all I could think of. Now I'm gonna talk about the monsters. Anguirus. I like Anguirus. He's one of my favorite monsters. I actually like him more than Rodan. Which, oh wait, why am I talking about Rodan? What the hell? I mean, I love Anguirus. He's one of my favorite monsters. He's just awesome. I just don't like his film debut at all. My only wish, was Anguirus getting his own movie in the first place, not this movie. I don't want this to be like his first appearance. Like say, oh, this is his first appearance in a Godzilla movie. Boom, and he doesn't even get his own movie. That is really disappointing. The design, I like it. I mostly like the 1968 design all the way to 1974. It's just I just don't like the face on Anguirus in this movie. I just don't like Anguirus's face. He looks really goofy. I know people are gonna say the Final Wars one was more goofy. I don't care. I think the Final Wars design is way better than this piece of crap. Yeah, it does. Godzilla himself, this looks really, really disgustingly bad. It's disgustingly bad. Look at his face. Jesus Christ. It just looks so silly. This is just too silly for him. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, but Godzilla just doesn't even look good in this movie. He just doesn't. I'm sorry, people. If you think the movie's great and you like it, that's fine. But I don't even notice. I just it's just Godzilla's just goofy. He looks goofy in that movie, and he's weak. He's a little weaker than the previous film. The original, he's really weak. I mean, not the weakest. I mean, probably one of the weakest designs ever. It's just like 1967's design. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to talk about that. Or I mean, 1967's design was the weakest. Um, uh, 1988 was weaker. Actually, it is the weakest, but actually 1998 is not Godzilla. I don't want to talk about that. I'll discuss that in the future. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this movie and the monsters and stuff. Also, not to mention, I forgot the music. It's not Akira Fukube. I forgot. Yeah. So my thoughts on this one. Do I ever want to show this to Godzilla people who are not Godzilla fans? No, you shouldn't. I don't think you should because it's not worth it. It's just not worth it for the fans. I'm gonna give this movie like a since I think I'm making feelings about saying, hey, there's good things about this movie, I'm going to give this movie like a 1.5 out of 10. Both the Japanese and the American versions are 1.5 out of 10. Yep. Oh my god, finally. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Actually, before I want to start, before I forgot to mention this, before I end this video, um, I'm for each month. I'm reviewing two Godzilla movies for 1 month only. 1 month, two Godzilla movies. Like if it's getting a little closer, I'll review more than two if I can. But I will review it all the way to March 2019. Okay, all the way to March 2019. Yep, that's where Godzilla 2 comes out. And yeah, that's it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See y'all.